Episode 1 of Hostage begins with a couple discussing their plans. The woman, Abigail, wants to run for office, but is worried about the media scrutiny this will bring for their daughter. Her husband, Alex, encourages her to follow her dreams regardless. This is how Abigail comes to run for the office of Prime Minister and ends up winning. The next thing she knows, she and her family are being ushered into Downing Street. Fast forward 8 months, and Abigail is being dragged to the house after failing to fix the NHS and social care system. The opposition leader points out that Abigail has gutted the military to save the health system, and yet there is nothing to actually show for it. Currently, there is a national health crisis as vital drugs and medications have become scarce. Abigail does her best to defend herself, but it's clear she needs more time to figure out a solution. Meanwhile, a medical delegation led by Alex arrives at French Guiana. The team of doctors is there to offer free medical services, but unbeknownst to them, someone is taking pictures. As they go about their business, armed men pull up to the village. They shoot the team's translator and take the doctors hostage. Back in the UK, Abigail changes and gets ready for the Anglo Summit. The French president is on her way, and Abigail hopes to strike a deal with her. Her advisor, Kofi, suggests they use a ship carrying French refugees as a bargaining chip with France. Abigail is not hot on this idea, but times call for necessity. Kofi also suggests that Abigail apologise for a remark she made about Vivienne in the past. Vivienne is currently running for a second term, and Abigail's words hurt her campaign. However, Abigail refuses to apologise. A few minutes later, Vivienne does arrive at Downing Street as the media throw questions at her. The ladies quickly take photos together, exchange gifts, and get straight down to business. Vivienne refuses to give in to Abigail's demands, and she wants nothing to do with helping the refugees. Instead, she's requesting that French troops be stationed on the British border to help tighten security. Of course, Abigail refuses to allow foreign troops on British soil, but Kofi intervenes and asks to resume the talks after lunch. During the break, Aisha informs Abigail that her daughter Sylvie is back. Now, Sylvie lied about going to a friend's house and went partying instead. Her mum scolds her and reminds the girl to keep a low profile, and as they talk, Aisha interrupts to arrange the Prime Minister's next appointment. Simultaneously though, Kofi gets the call about Alex's kidnapping. He calmly breaks the news to Abigail, and she immediately starts asking why and how to rescue her husband. However, she wants to keep the situation on a need-to-know basis. She's worried people will take advantage of the news and will compromise her. Kofi advises her to inform her ministers, but Abigail orders him to forego protocol. She requests only that MI6 and a few staff members be briefed on this. Next, Abigail gets ready to break the news to Sylvie. Her daughter gets a video from the kidnappers though, but Abigail snatches the phone before Sylvie can see it and tries to calm her daughter down, while Aisha takes the phone to MI6 for analysis. Now, outside the French embassy, protesters welcome Vivienne. They want her to give the refugee issue more priority, and among the protesters happens to be her stepson Matteo. Meanwhile, Adrienne, Vivienne's assistant, warns Kofi that he might be getting fired. She also notices that something feels off with the British staff. Once MI6 analyses the video, Abigail invites Vivienne to the Situation Room to watch it with her. The video happens to be of Alex reading the kidnappers' demands. The culprits want Abigail to resign within 24 hours. Now, Vivienne offers to help Abigail with this and promises to assist her in getting her husband back. They then move on to the next thing on their schedule, which happens to be a press conference. At the conference, Abigail apologises to Vivienne for her past comments. As for Vivienne, she announces that Britain will help the refugees on board the ship as a gesture of good faith. The announcement catches Abigail by surprise, while the reporters clamour for more information. After the press conference, Abigail confronts Vivienne about this. The latter makes it clear that she will help bring back Alex, but Abigail will have to allow French troops to be stationed on British borders. Back in French Guiana, the kidnapper receives word that a rescue mission is being organised. Later in the evening, Abigail promises Sylvie that she will get Alex back. They visit Abigail's dad at the hospital and lie to him about what's happening after a quick game of Scrabble. And back in French Guiana, Alex tries to reassure the other doctors that they will be fine. At the reception, Abigail and Vivienne bond over their shared sense of loneliness, a natural consequence of their jobs. As here, Vivienne also runs into her stepson, and he's brought his new girlfriend Saskia along. It's obvious Vivienne doesn't approve of Matteo's girlfriend or his activism, and she asks him to stop participating in the protests. Now, Matteo responds that Vivienne has lost her way and forgotten her reason for joining politics in the first place. He blames his father for pushing Vivienne onto the wrong path, but later on we see exactly why there's so much tension between them. For now though, Kofi updates Abigail that they have located the doctors. After speaking with Matteo, Vivienne heads to the Situation Room to monitor the rescue mission. Now, the French soldiers get into position while another soldier, Thomas, keeps tabs on the kidnappers on the ground. He notes that the kidnappers are getting ready to transport the hostages. Just then, Vivienne gets a video message. The sender threatens to reveal her secret affair with Matteo if she helps Abigail rescue the doctors. With their support only 2 minutes away, Vivienne refuses to give her soldiers the order to approach. She aborts the mission and the helicopter turns back. Now Abigail orders Thomas to stay on the kidnappers while she asks Vivienne what is going on. Unfortunately, Vivienne tells her she will need to resign if she wants to save her husband and walks out the room. So Hostage starts with a fast pace, setting the stage for a good mystery thriller to follow. Obviously, there's a mole in the British and French offices because how else did the kidnappers know about the rescue mission and the affair? Someone is texting to brief them on every move that Abigail is making, and ultimately the kidnappers are holding France and Britain hostage. Now that Abigail is on her own though, how will she rescue her husband? She pulled the British military presence in many countries, and it will take hours to get a team to Alex. By then, Alex could be dead and the kidnappers long gone. However, the real question is why they want her to resign. How is she a threat to them? If she can figure this out, she may be able to save her husband. On the other hand, the national health crisis is threatening her career and she has so much she needs to deal with. With Vivienne playing hardball, things are surely only going to get worse. Between her husband and country, who will Abigail choose? Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.